Welcome to the edge. It's vaccine time. It's not Halloween. It's get a shot in the arm and feel it for an extra day. The Moderna shot is what I got on last Saturday at the um, Palmetto Youth Center. And it came through a religious group, a church group, led by a Pastor Williams, who left a phone number for me to call the youth center. Anyone can call that number. And I did that on Monday or Tuesday of last week, and I had an appointment on Saturday morning. We drove up to Palmetto from Sarasota, which is not a long drive, and on a Saturday morning, no traffic. Went up there, lots of people, but not a crowd. And it turned out that they were giving out the shots, but they had more shots to give than they could give out. So they were willing to give more shots out to people, no matter who it was. And that's a good thing. The Moderna shot is a refrigerated shot. It has to be kept at a certain temperature, like the Pfizer shot, whereas the Johnson & Johnson shot keeps refrigerated in an ordinary refrigerator. I think a one-shot situation, truthfully, is better, but I'm not going to be a beggar. I'm going to be grateful for the fact that I got the shot that I have. And basically, they say if you got the first shot, your chances of going to the hospital, which is what you don't want to do, going to the hospital risks being on a ventilator, and a ventilator puts you on your stomach to keep you going and keep you alive and be miserable, perhaps die. Not going to the hospital is what having a shot and a vaccine is really about. And so that's what I prefer to do, and I did that. And I recommend that. I felt nothing when they get, not even a pinprick. The nurse was so good. Her name was Minnie, not Minnie Mouse, but Minnie the nurse. And it's an easy trip on a Saturday. There's no traffic from Sarasota to Manatee across the Braden River. And you turn off of 301, new 301, onto 17th Street and go west. And about 4 or 5 blocks, it's on your left if you decide to go. I recommend it. Do I know that I'm better or worse? Well, I'm someone who's somewhat immunocompromised. I still have the effects of radiation therapy. For me, it's a targeted radiation I received back in April, March of last year at Moffitt because they detected a cancer on my pancreas. It turned out it's only on it, not in it. Therefore, I'm not in a problem there. But when you get radiation therapy, it lasts a while. It takes a year or so for it to have full effect. I had what is called targeted radiation. So it turns out that the poor have gotten the virus, the vaccine in this low-income community and parish, a black community, the youth center, primarily for black athletes and kids wanting to play different games and so forth. A big place, but all variety of people were there. The governor didn't show up, although I sent him a note to be there to show what it's like to be among people that he's not used to being around. He's very much more comfortable giving the vaccine to people that he give him money, including the former governor of Illinois, Governor Rauner, gave him $250,000, and for that he got a vaccine shot. It went to DeSantis' PAC. They say DeSantis has about $2 million in his PAC at this point. He's really concerned about going after the governorship in a year and a half or so again. I'm wondering if he's not starting to get into trouble. Not in the same way that Mario Cuomo is, but trouble nonetheless. When it looks like you're taking bribe money to give people special vaccines in Lakewood Ranch, 2 different mailing zones, receive that over everybody else, despite the age factor. Despite that, it looks a little bit questionable. Anyway, DeSantis to me isn't worth that much anyway. I know people are all in love with DeSantis, but he's got a state, number one, that's in the sunshine, is warm, has beaches so people can distract themselves by simply going to the beach or to a park or somewhere on the outside because of the weather. You can't do that in New York effectively. Even at this time of the year, it's too damn cold. And you're tucked inside, so you're more vulnerable all the time to this disease, this COVID. So we really have a dilemma for the northern states. The southern states going toward the coastlines have an advantage, unless it happens to be, guess what state? The Lone Star State, Texas, who decided to go it alone, get away from big government and have your own grid, your own electric grid. So when they had a huge freeze hit them, people had their pipes break, no water, had electric shut down, no heat, miserable, totally red state, totally Republican. Governor Abbott blamed it on the Green New Deal. You know, these governors are very clever how they can project things around, but they learn from a master, the MAGA man. Make America Great Again. I've always wondered what he meant and what he referred to by MAGA. Let's talk about that in another segment. But I want to thank you for watching. Please get your vaccine. Don't worry about the pain, although the next day my right shoulder ached like a son of a bitch. But it went away, and now it's gone. And I didn't know for sure it was from the shot or something else. Maybe I stretched something the wrong way. Anyway, but I'm glad I did. It's all gone now. It's the effects of the shot. I didn't take Tylenol, although they recommend that if you're worried about some after effects. We'll see you in the next segment. Thank you very much. And by the way, subscribe to The Edge. Glad to have you. And make comments about what you think of this show.